guts in ascending growth.
Limits enlightened, I've been
Shown
you won't stop me. I am
flow.
What's up, what's up, what's up? This time I have a microphone though. Oh my gosh. I mean, I've had this microphone for a minute now, and sometimes I forget to use it in my videos, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, microphone check. But anywho, yo, what's up? I'm Faefae. I'm here to share some wisdom and shit with y'all because me, I got a lot of it. I got a lot of wisdom, but I also got a lot of shit within inside this huge noggin of mine. And it's not just within my head, it's within my soul, it's within this vessel, within the experiences that I've gone through. And sometimes I feel like I can be a little repetitive with, certain things that I talk about, especially on this channel, because at the end of the day, I'm always about healing. I'm always about becoming a better version of yourself. I'm always about, just helping someone grow, shift, and just be awesome, be themselves, do what they love, be what they love, however that looks for them and their life. Yeah. So I want to really try and focus on certain topics, but not attach myself to those topics. Allow myself to still, be me, go with the flow, channel messages that need to be channeled, because one thing about this channel, it has logic, it has spirituality, it has religion, it has so many different things within it, my music, and just so many things on how I perceive life, how I perceive reality, and how I go about it, how I learn, how I experience. And so today I really wanted to dive deep into the fact of learn before you teach, right? So learning before you teach, what does that mean? What does that speak to you? By the way, I have some amazing incense burning right now. It's the frankincense and myrrh incense, okay? And it smells really fucking good. But, and I'm drinking my homemade coffee in my cute little Starbucks drink that I got a long time ago. Thought I'd share that info too. But this connects to learn before you teach, right? So I'm all about learning new things, understanding how certain system works, gaining certain knowledge, whether it's within the religious aspect, whether it's in the spiritual aspect, whether it's, how to make a homemade bomb-ass coffee aspect, and just so many things. And so for me, I always feel like I'm a student. I always feel like I'm learning something new. Even if it's something I knew from 10 years ago, it's looking at it at a different perspective or learning a different way of going about it, right? So me, I initially consider myself an artist, but my main niche is really music. That's my passion. I've been doing music since I was 7 years old. I started in my home church. It wasn't until I was 12 till I started writing and starting to get in the flow of things. My first song was called I'm Special. And it's still such a great song. I sing it to people every once in a while, and I think I've sang it on here on my YouTube. I mean, I better have, because if I haven't, that's sad. Because obviously I know how it goes. But anyways, I started singing, I started learning writing, and it kind of came natural to me, right? It was this natural thing that I just looking back, it was just a thing that I did. I normalized it for myself, but I didn't know how powerful it truly was. I didn't know how healing it was, how it connected to my journey, how it connected to my lifestyle, and and all these different things, right? And so it was like kind of just going with the flow, because I never growing up, I never knew about beats. I never knew about production and marketing and mixing and mastering. I just knew how to sing and write. And I laugh because it's like, even with my singing, all I did was sing and write how I felt. And yet once I got older, and once I started to once I moved to California, I will say, I started to learn about the different aspects of music, like becoming an artist, your craft and the genre you're a part of, and how to write and all these things. Because a lot of times I was judged based on how I wrote, judged based of just a way of expressing myself. And even my voice, I was judged for my voice. I was told I was never gonna make it in music, funny enough. And to me, I went through all these things, I believe, for a reason. Because I was a student, right? I was growing up, just like we all do. We all go through life. We all come to this planet, and we experience certain experiences, and we become the student. And eventually, we get to a certain point in our life where we're like, maybe I can talk about this, maybe I can teach about this, or maybe I can share some knowledge with other people that are kind of going through something similar, right? And so for me, it's not necessarily I want to teach about music. It's more so I want to utilize my music to teach others how to heal, to help others how to really utilize music, whether they're singer-songwriters or not, and to utilize within their life, within their healing, within how they see the world. Because music is so powerful, right? Our voices, what we say, what we affirm, and so much. There's that spirit, there's that divine essence within that, which connects to a lot of different things, influence, how we make decisions, our attention span, and so forth. And for me, I was only gravitated or was already only introduced to certain types of music, right? So I never really listened to rap growing up. I never really listened to certain genres. I was more into the Disney, Hannah Montana, but also more the pop punk culture. So Good Charlotte, 303, Kesha was my number one. Avril Lavigne, I'm trying to name some, and it was mainly Hilary Duff, but she was more Disney. But anywho, it was those kind of sounds and genres that I was more raised on. And once you come into this different world, once you become an adult or wherever you go, I know in my experience, I started to venture out and just experience life, right? And people start to judge you based off of what you listen to. They judge you based off of what you like, and judge you based off of oh, well, you're black, so you should be listening to black music. Mind you, I grew up in Wyoming and Minnesota, and it wasn't a lot of black people around where I grew up. I'll just say that. So it's that kind of thing where I really was kind of concerned and confused, and was well, what the heck? Why am I being judged by my music? But throughout that all, I started to disconnect from the judgment, the criticism, and realize, and really just start to recognize my gift, recognize the gift within the music that I could create for myself, but how it's connected to all these different genres. Because I started to adapt into rap more. I started to listen to alternative music and just different sounds, even jazz, even classical. I love country, even hard rock. I'm not a big fan of it, but there's certain songs that I gravitate towards. There's certain artists that I gravitate towards, whether due to their beliefs or not, right? So it's that kind of thing I started to recognize within myself, that it's I can utilize all of the artists that I've like come across and listened to, even like the religious artists, the spiritual artists, the not so healthy, you know, child-friendly music. You know, I could utilize all this and learn something from it, add it to my niche, add it to my craft, add it to my talent, and really just learn how they flow with it, learn how, and that's what I did. I became this student. You know, I was a student within listening to music, understanding different artists, you know, watching how they really create and what it means to them. Because you can listen to a song and have a whole perspective of it, right? You can listen to a song and be like, oh, I don't know where this person's head was. But then once you listen to the artist and they explain their art, they explain their song, right? It's like a whole different perspective, right? Because a lot of artists may use a more metaphoric approach within sharing their story, sharing what they've been through. Or, you know, there was 5 writers on that song and it just came together like a masterpiece. And that's when you start to understand how it's influenced and what's really behind the sound of that song, the meaning behind that song, and so forth. And so once I started to like really not only understand and adapt to the different forms of music, but understand how it's influenced within this world, I started to really connect on another level within religious factors, political factors, and you start to see how it all connects. You start to see that you're not just, you know, being a student and learning how this person became famous or this song became viral or just how it was marketed and like the behind the scenes kind of thing. Even though you may not get the full, you know, picture of the behind the scenes, you still kind of are starting to make sense of how you can utilize your music within this world to help influence it. And it's not easy because me as an artist, I've done a lot with my music. I've started my own LLC before. I've performed my music on several different stages in San Diego and LA. I've been connected to, you know, different platforms to really try to promote my music, but also gravitate, you know, a audience of like-minded people that love my music. And at the end of the day, I've gotten really far, but I've never gotten to a point where it's like, you know, streaming on all platforms and it stays streaming on all platforms and it continues to grow. There's been several times in my life where I've taken a break from music. I know I stopped doing music after I tried out for American Idol when I was 19 years old. Okay, so I was 19 years old. I went to San Francisco, was able to see all the famous judges, and it was super cool. I was actually supposed to come back and finish. But at that moment in time, when I was supposed to come back to American Idol, I was in a school bus accident. So that's, you know, part of my traumatic past is, you know, I went through something very traumatic, very chaotic to where, you know, I had to, you know, sacrifice going back, you know, to American Idol and instead work on my healing, focus on, you know, getting back to, you know, healing myself, my physical injuries and whatnot. But it was like a blessing in disguise, I feel too. And that's how I look at it now because, you know, looking back, I was very young. I was 19. Yeah, I wanted to be famous. Yeah, I was a quirky weirdo like I am today. But at the same time, I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the knowledge I have now that I did then. Right? So like back then it's like, you know, what if I did, you know, go finish American Idol? What if I did, you know, make it through, yada, yada, yada. What if, you know, and that's all I can really, you know, say is what if. But I'm grateful for what happened because it helped me go in a different direction, in a direction where I gained a lot of different, you know, trade skills. So I went to Job Corps to do security and military training, which was super cool, and I loved it. And so for me, I became this artist in creating a different reality for myself. But I believe everything happens for a reason. And so it allowed me to adapt to the real world, they like to call it, I guess. But in a sense, in another world, I was able to learn how to, be able to get a job, learn different job skills, communicate with people, build certain things, and just really I really thrived in that environment. I feel it was such a blessing in disguise that I was able even to go there, and they have that type of resource for young adults. I was about 21 when I went there. I'm 33, by the way. So it's that kind of thing where it was just like, I didn't necessarily quit music. I just took a different direction. And I, did other things, learned other skills, connected with, other different like-minded people. And really just, it changed my perspective a lot. It helped me experience new things, new challenges, and just really aid in a lot of who I am today. And so I'm grateful for that detour. I'm grateful for the fact that I was able to go in these little directions, but it brought me back to my music overall. And so today, it's like, even though I'm, especially in the last 3 years, I've built this foundation for myself, knowing that, my gift is music. My gift is, creating songs and creating this healing frequency for people to listen to gravitate to, connect to. It's still in the works. There's still bumps, along the way, right? Still understanding the knowledge, but becoming this master, right, within it, becoming this teacher of, okay, hey, you want to do this? Just know it's not going to be a straightforward shot. You want to, go to college? Well, it's going to take some time to get that degree, right? So it's that kind of thing that I look at all these experiences in between and along the way within my music, because it wasn't till, I want to say 6 or 7 years later, where I started back up writing again, where I started to be like, you know what, maybe I should start taking this serious again. And even though I was still struggling with other aspects of my life, like, the foundation, being homeless, my mental health, certain, struggles with addiction, certain struggles with relationships and connections, and more importantly, struggles with myself, struggles with my self-worth, my confidence, like understanding who I am and why am I even doing this? Why do I have this spiritual gift? Why am I here on earth? It's things like that helps me, really become more of a master. I had to really be a student before I became this teacher, which I feel like now, it's like I'm still always a student. I'm still always learning, but I've mastered enough knowledge, enough wisdom and shit, to be able to share, to be able to guide, to be able to teach in a way. A lot of people think when they hear the word teachers or, teaching, you may be, sitting in front of, a professor that's teaching something, about this basic topic, right? But it's not even, just that. It's really, going to like maybe a healer, because the healer had to heal themselves. Going to a doctor, in a sense, because this doctor has the wisdom, has the knowledge, right? Because they went to school. They may have had some experience within this this profession, this specialty that they're, working in, so where they can teach you, guide you, or give you the best advice to help you along your way. And so for me, it's like, I don't consider myself necessarily just, I don't put a title and be like, I'm a teacher, but I'm more so of a guide. I'm more so of a hidden in disguise individual that, can guide you in any way, you may, need, whether it's like some kind of life experience with self-love, self-worthiness. Now if it's about mixing and mastering, a song, then nah, I can't do that, not yet, but that's the goal. I actually start school next month to learn how to do that, so snaps to me. But it's that kind of thing where it's like it's come around full circle. I'm coming back to the fact that, I've always wanted to do this. This is something that I've always been passionate about. I just kind of took some detours and downhills and, unexpected, you get the point, right? To come to this point in my life to where it's like, okay, now I know, I've built up the confidence within myself that I know this is my purpose. This is something that I want to do. I know, where I'm going to get the knowledge from. I know what school I'm going to go to. I know, that I'm already talented. I know I'm already good enough to be able to, take this leap, to go and, try this and see how it works out for me, even if I do fail, kind of thing. It's really embracing those mistakes, those failures, those detours, and those shits and things in between, right? Because everything that I've experienced or been through in the past, I don't regret it. At least I try not to, right? There's some days where it's like, why the fuck did I do that? But then I gotta realize if I didn't do that, a certain good thing may not have happened. And so I've gotten to that point where it's like, music has always been leading me and guiding me. Even in the past songs that I listen to, the new songs that come about, it's almost like spiritually, I believe the divine God, whoever you believe in, speaks through us in many ways. And for me, it's definitely music. It's angel numbers. It's in people. It's in so many things, but music especially. So it's like when I hear a song come on the radio, or when I'm gravitated to listen to a certain song or whatnot, it's telling me something. There's a message within that, especially depending on how I'm feeling or not. And that, I believe, is how my music can speak to others and can help others and can really heal others and show others the way, along with these messages that I share here too. There's messages all around us, and we're always learning. We're always becoming that student, or we always are a student, becoming that teacher, becoming that master within our life, within our world, within our reality. And it's a beautiful thing. Even those things that are hard to understand, whether it's grief, whether it's depression, whether it's just loneliness, whether it's not knowing who you are, whether it's, just being in this zombie-like state of, will this ever end? It's understanding that everything happens for a reason, even those hard emotions. Because for me, I've learned to be, really just sit with myself and be grateful for those emotions as well too. Because it's like that helps me recognize that I'm alive, that I have purpose, that I have choice, that I am here to experience life in ways that sometimes I can't always explain. But it connects to, that music within our life, that melody, okay? And allow yourself to flow with it. Allow yourself to be however that works for you, whether it's certain practices you do, whether it's certain ways of thinking, learning, adapting, and allow yourself to be able to change, allow yourself to be able to evolve and elevate and just be who you are. Because eventually the universe will come around, even though it's always around. The universe is always working out in your favor, even if you go off course, even if you take some detours. It's always working for your good. It's allowing yourself to really adapt to the different cycles of life. And it's super cool because now I'm at a place where it's like, I get it. And I'm still like learning the things that I don't get, but there's a lot that I get. There's a lot of wisdom that I understand that I've gotten through my experiences of living, this lifetime. We're just talking about this lifetime. But with that, y'all, if you really resonated with this message, if you like this message, if you have, anything you'd like to share, please like, comment on this video, or even share it with somebody who may need it, who may be going through something, or, just to put them on, okay? Because I'm going to put y'all on game. I don't just talk just to talk, okay? I'm gonna do my best to put you on game with certain things, guide you to certain YouTube videos, give you certain insights of just how to heal and how to go about within my experience, and how to overcome certain mindsets, because that's one thing that I've really been working on in the past 3 years, is really shifting my mindset to believe that I'm everything works out in my favor. I'm becoming better. I'm all these different things, and it's really up to us, up to you to believe those things within your mind, to create the reality you want to create for yourself, to become the best version of yourself in general, and to slay like a queen. Boom. But with that, y'all, thank you for watching. Also, check out my link in the description box below. It's Faefae. It's the link tree, so that connects to a lot of my other platforms like TikTok, Instagram. I also own my own business through Amway. So if you're interested in like certain products like energy drinks, health products, makeup products, hand soap, body wash, all sorts of things, everything that somebody needs that you like may buy at the grocery store, I got you. I'll hook you up. Amway is a really good company to work for. I just started working for them, and so it's they have a lot of amazing products, but in general. So if that's something that you're interested in checking out, it's all connected to my link tree. And if you would like to donate, my Cash App is on there as well too. And if you would like to connect in any way or form, collaborate, whatnot, my email is connected to that too. So thank you, y'all. Thank you for watching, and I really, really hope you have a great day, week, evening, night, wherever the fuck you are. Peace.